If you've been following the EXCELLA Young Chef competition for the past few weeks, then you'll know that we are at our last and final contestant. All of our chefs are competing for the chance to win 15,000 Rand in cash and the title of EXCELLA Young Chef for 2022. Let's head over and meet our last contestant.
Our next contestant is ready and waiting to cook up a storm in the EXCELLA Young Chef competition, and his name is Meyer. Welcome to the kitchen.
Thanks so much, Tumi. It's really great to be here.
Well, I definitely see the energy. Are you ready to cook up a storm? Are you ready? Do you have an idea what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm not just going to wing it.
Okay.
Got a vague plan.
All right, so ideally what you need to do, within an hour, you need to create a dish using the pantry ingredients in front of you, and then once that's done, judging happens, we decide yes, no, maybe. How are you feeling about all of that?
Pretty stoked. I think I'm ready.
Okay, then I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Your hour starts in 3, 2, 1, get cooking.
My name is Meyer. I'm 26 years old and I'm from the Valley of 1,000 Hills in KZN. I studied at the 1,000 Hills Chef School. I did a diploma in culinary arts, a diploma in food and beverage service, a diploma in pastry, and a supervisory diploma. I entered this competition to test my limits and get my name out there. I'm thinking of doing some veggies in a beurre monté with an egg fried rice and some dark meat chicken. I'm feeling super stoked to do this. I do shake normally, but that's just because I'm really good at whisking. So the first thing I always like to do is get started by prepping all my veggies together at once rather than going back and forth between the boards. Generally, what I like to do is have a vague plan, especially in something regarding like a mystery basket. So say now I want a minimum of 3 veggies. I'd prefer for them to be at least 2 different colors and then cooked in at least 2 different ways. It's the clean, clinical approach to winging it is kind of what I'm going for. Doing something like turning a carrot, you end up wasting half a carrot just trying to make it pretty. And there's, real good nutritious food that you could be eating, and instead you're chucking it away. I always used to joke that my style of cooking is ugly but tasty. So what I like about this EXCELLA Thai long grain rice is it's actually pretty fantastically accurate for making egg fried rice. It has a nice aroma to it. Get the excess starch off it that comes from the rice rubbing against itself in the bag. Cool, so I got my butternut, got my garlic, got my cabbage, got my parsley, all sorted. Chicken meat that's been on the bone is delightfully moist when you fry it up. It doesn't go dry like breast does. Too many people are afraid of salt. Use it. It's very important that you actually season your food. It's amazing that people don't think about such simple things. Generally, I know my rice is done by actually tasting it and checking the texture. Ow, that's hot, man. I prefer to keep it a little bit al dente because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be frying it. What I'll do is I'll saute the onions and the butternut in some of this EXCELLA sunflower oil, which is what we've been using at my restaurant that I work at for the last while. All I have left to do is to do my fried rice, mix in my veggies, herbs, a little bit of fresh cabbage, cook off my chicken, and make an aioli. I'm not trying to get my garlic too fine, but slightly finer is better because that way, obviously, we don't have someone crunching down on a big clove. Because this is more sort of home style, what I'm going for is something that can just be a one plate, nothing too fancy, kind of piled together. If I was going a bit more gourmet, I'd take a chicken breast, flatten it out, stuff it with something, roll it up, and then poach it and braise it in some butter. Crisping up the chicken skin so that I can get a bit of extra texture and flavor into the dish, plus it eliminates a bit of food waste. Who doesn't like crispy chicken skin? So I'll make some aioli with this EXCELLA mayonnaise. It's nice and tangy, perfect to make an aioli. Complements the garlic flavors fantastically. and you mix in some garlic. You can either do raw garlic, but I find that gives a bit more of a burn, or you can cook it off for a more subtle sweet flavor. So I'm just mixing in my toasted garlic into the mayo. Crack my eggs into my rice now that it's cooked off and gotten nice and warm. So with fried rice, when you're doing eggs like that, the best thing you want to do is let the egg actually cook for a bit so that you get bigger chunks and you don't just have fine scrambled egg in there. And then just gently stir it all together. I add my cabbage now that it's at the end. And then I like to just finish off my rice with a little squirt of lemon juice for a bit of freshness. Well, since it's all ready to come together now, might as well get it done. So with my aioli, I'll just place it down and then do a little pull. So now I'll just grab a spoon, start stacking up my rice in my nice little mold. Having height on a plate is quite an old school technique, but it works. And that's pretty much that.
Martin, you're looking good. You seem to be done with quite a bit of time to spare.
Thanks. Yeah, it was really simple, so I didn't try and go out the box too far.
Okay.
Nice, easy thing to do at home when you get home late from work and you just need to get things done.
You think you challenged yourself enough?
I like to think so,
Okay.
Given that, yeah, it's still mystery basket stuff, so
True.
rock up, find out, do the thing. You know?
Okay. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that's to taste Martin's dish.
I think I should be EXCELLA's Young Chef for 2022 because I'm really bringing the passion.
Jay, we've been through a couple of different plates here. What do you think of Martin's plate?
Well, to me, as the age-old saying goes, we eat with our eyes first, and I must admit I'm very pleasantly surprised by what Martin has presented us with today. I immediately noticed that he's used probably the thigh of the chicken, and he's also crisped up the skin, showing how you can use, the full animal, which I'm always excited about. So I'm very excited to dig in.
Do you want more? How?
I must say that I have never met egg fried rice that I didn't love. That being said, I do think that Martin's savory rice today just lacked a bit of, a bit of flavor.
He mentioned something about being heavy-handed on the salt. I'm not even feeling that. I feel like it's perfectly salted. There's enough salt in every single element that he put in here. It's just one note.
But I think what he's presented here, he can definitely be proud of.
Yeah. Not only should Martin be happy about his plate, but all of the contestants should definitely be proud of what they presented in the EXCELLA Young Chef competition. Remember, show your support on our social media platforms and let us know what you thought of their dishes.
We've met our top 6 contestants competing in the EXCELLA Young Chef competition for 2022, and now the fun begins. Over the next few weeks, the chefs will be competing in a series of knockout cook-offs, all with different themes, and the last chef standing will be crowned the winner. Join us next week for our first cook-off.